channel. We're going to be making a couple of sets of beanbag toss. They call it Cornhole. See what materials we need, and might need a couple tools to get to.
Yeah, we need something to cut the hole.
I have no hole saws.
So it'll be a two-part video. The first part will be the building of it, and then the second part is going to be the painting of it, because we're going to do a custom paint job on them for our family members that will be receiving these, and our 15-year-old son is going to help with that and use his special unique paint style on it. He has his own channel. If you haven't seen it, it's called Isaac's Art Studio. You can go check that out, but you'll get to see it here on this channel too when we do the painting of the cornhole.
Let's get going.
Okay, so we're on plan B. We cut all that plywood yesterday and decided that we didn't want to use it, so we're going to go with MDF, and Cliff will tell you why.
So we know that these broke at somebody's house, family member, this summer, so we wanted to try to go a little beefier, so we're over engineering it with 3/4 inch MDF. So even though it's like $15 a sheet, the whole thing is going to cost way less than purchasing a set that's this size.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little heavier, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we'll be near a Lowe's later and we'll look for a handle. So we'll put a handle on it so it'll at least be a little easier to carry.
Yeah. And it's going to be much stronger, and they come already cut 2x4, which is regulation size for cornhole. So we just need to put the hole in it, but we're going to really seal them well because MDF absorbs moisture. So we're going to put a couple coats of primer on it before we do any kind of painting.
Yep, and the 1/2 inch, even though it's thin, it'll work with enough bracing. In most cases, we just wanted to overdo it because we know already that somebody's broken one, so
yeah,
just going for it.
We don't want them to, only be able to use them for one summer. We want them to be able to use them over and over and have them last. So we're going to make them heavy duty.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is do the holes, and that's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
I've used hole saws before on metal and a little bit on wood, and it's going to be a challenge, so we'll see how this goes.
A new experience for us.
So this has to be centered, and then how far down?
9 inches
9
down.
inches, so it'll be this distance.
Okay, so we're just going to clean up the edges with the sandpaper. This is 120 grit. And then I'll go real quick with a 220.
We'll wipe them down real good, and then we're going to start priming.
Okay, so there's we're not sure what this is on here, if it's grease or paint. It came like this from the store, so I'm going to use the paint stripper after wash on here. You can get this at Menards too. We should be sponsored by Menards. And I'm just gonna gently, it's real gentle, so I'm just gonna lightly wipe this just to make sure when we paint the primer on here that it'll adhere, because I don't know what this is. It's not coming off, but you never know. You don't want to have bubbles.
If it's not coming off with that, chances are it won't affect your primer. So it looks like you're getting the top bit off, whatever, would probably.
The nice thing about this after wash is it dries really, really fast. That's why I like to use it on furniture when I'm stripping, to wash the stripper off, because it's not going to damage the wood. It's like
probably as gentle as alcohol.
It smells like rubbing alcohol, so it probably has mostly rubbing alcohol.
For fine furniture and antiques.
Woo! So anyway, just doing our due diligence to make sure we don't go through all this effort making something nice for our family members and then it bubbles up because the paint won't stick to it. So you see this part's already dry. It's pretty fast drying. All right, yep. Let's put the primer on. Okay, so it's time to start painting. I chose a really nice exterior grade black paint from Valspar. It's a little bit more on the pricey side, but it's water resistant and it's just going to be really durable for being outside, and I'm not going to have to put an extra sealer on it. The top part where my son and I are going to do a special painting technique on it to make them really colorful, but we're going to do the black trim, and so I wanted to show you for demonstration purposes, I guess, that I'm going to take this paper bowl and set it here and just outline it, because I want to have a black ring around the hole where the bean bags will be aimed. So I'm going to paint the inside of this hole black and then this part of the hole black. And then I'll tape it off before we do the actual colorful painting on the top. So after I do this, then I will flip it over. I'm going to paint the back side all black and the edges black. So here we go. Okay, they're all painted and dried. Now I'm going to seal them with Helmsman Spar. Let me show you. I'm going to seal them with clear satin Helmsman Spar. This is good for outdoor use. So if you're going to make something that's going to be out in the weather, you want to seal it properly. So we certainly want to make sure that the paint job our son did stays. And if you didn't see that video, I will link it here for you so that you can pop over to his channel after this and see how we did this. Our son has a channel where he does this type of painting, and he got the 3 favorite colors for each member of the family, and then did what we call a paint swipe with those 3 colors. And when I put the Helmsman Spar on, the colors will brighten up as well, because when they dry, they're kind of dull. Excuse me. When the acrylic paint dries, it's kind of dull, and so it'll brighten up. And you can see here the holes around the where you throw the bean bags. We painted that black and then put tape so that the paint job wouldn't cover it, so that way the people will have somewhere to aim. All right, so I'm going to get started with the Helmsman Spar. Okay, I should also mention that if you have never sealed with polyurethane, I do have a couple videos on my channel, art by Trish Stark. I'll link those videos as well and put them in the description on how to seal with polyurethane. Here we go.